name's Laurel Fisher, and before we get started and talk about the religious influences of Parable of the Sower and how that affected the story and where Lauren's ideas went, I want to give you a quick summary. So it's supposed to be in the future. I have the book right here. It's one of my favorites. It's supposed to be based on a futuristic government, and the government collapses, and a girl named Lauren has this thing called hyperempathy, and she's kind of secluded in her own community and has the benefit of kind of seeing all this destruction going around her with her hyperempathy, which is something that I'll go into in more detail, is that she feels everyone's pain without actually becoming injured herself. She witnesses her family die, her community being destroyed, and all of these horrific incidents that happen outside. Her father goes missing, her brother is burned to death, and she ends up leaving and going and starting her own community and starting her own religion, which is called Earthseed, which is something I want to talk about, Christianity connecting to it, and how that has an impact on it, and the kind of symbolism behind it of Parable of the Sower and what that has to do with it. So I'm really interested to get into this, and I'm really excited.
One of my favorite quotes Lauren, the main character, says is, "God is power, infinite, irresistible, exaltable, indifferent, and yet God is pliable. Trickster, teacher, chaos, clay. God exists to be shaped, God is changed." This quote is found in chapter 3. Lauren's early thoughts about God and her ideas show how different and changing they are. She was raised in a Baptist community. Her father was even a Baptist minister. Her ideas about God relate very closely to my ideas about God. The idea of God, and that it's a very complex idea. Before reading this, I really had no other words to describe him. In this story, Lauren begins to experience all this tragedy in her life. Her hyper-empathy becomes more prominent. As people are dying all around her, Lauren is feeling the pain that they are feeling without physically being harmed. Lauren is kind of like a God figure in this way. God is all of these things on earth and feel what people are feeling without being physically harmed, because God is within us, and that's something that I believe in. God is in each and everything and each and every person, and He's shown in many different ways. God feels what we're feeling physically, but He just feels it emotionally. After all this pain that Lauren has caused, she decides to pick up and leave because there's nothing left for her at home. Her family is gone, her community is destroyed, and she leaves to start this new religion called Earthseed in a different area. Instead of losing faith after all of these tragedies she's gone through, she's decided to look at God in a different way and find the people that still need this faith in their life. As we do see in many communities, that's what brings community together is the faith, and that's what separates community is the differences between faiths. Earthseed serves as that community bondage that is in such dire need in this time of age, and people are looking for something and you can't see God in these acts that are happening all around them, so they need some other way, and something that Lauren finds confidence in and relief in, that only thing that is permanent in the future is that there will be change. I believe that her Baptist foundation and religious foundation has allowed her to start Earthseed and refresh the community and find that faith within her community.